Meshulam Riklis is known worldwide as a successful Jewish-American businessman, but he's also a proud Israeli. His passion for the Holy Land has led him to be actively involved in promoting the Jewish state, and his major donations to the country have had a big impact on Israel's culture and arts. Today, Meshulam is here with us in the studio with his wife, Tali. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you for having us.
So, to begin, where does all of this passion for Israel come from?
Well, I'm an Israeli.
Right, and your father, though, was a big Zionist leader, from what I understand.
Well, he was a Zionist leader from Russia, and I was born on the way to Israel in Turkey. And all my life I heard nothing but the Jews. And I believe there's nothing but the Jews. So I work for the Jews. I worked for the Jews. I believe in the Jews. And I believe in doing things for the Jews.
So, you lived in the United States for a very long time, and you finally decided to come back to Israel and make your life here with Tali. Why?
Well, coming back to Israel is like making aliyah. This is something that you wish for and you think about all your life, that eventually you're going to end up in Israel. Now, as you see, they wrote a book about me, and I walk in the street and people recognize me, and some of them know exactly what I do and what I did, and I've always been I made a lot of money in my life, and I've been a very generous as far as Israel is concerned, and Israeli institutions, like hospitals and things like that.
And I want to talk about that, actually. I want to hear it kind of, out of all these projects that you've been donating to, you've been working with, what is your favorite project that you've worked on so far? It's kind of a hard question, I know.
It is a very hard question because there's no such thing when you give money to an institution, there's no such thing as which is your favorite.
Right.
There's no such thing when you contribute to it, it's your favorite. And you believe in Israel, and I've always believed in Israel, and I've always contributed to everything to do with Israel. And it has to do with the days when I was in Italy during the war, and the bombs were coming down, and I was out in the bomb shelter, and I was thinking, God, you just keep me going, and I will be coming back to Israel, and I will do things for Israel. And that's exactly what I did.
And you did it.
Absolutely. Tali, how does it feel for you to be here with your husband? I mean, you were in the U.S., I'm assuming, too, for quite some time.
Well, I will answer that. Right. To start with, you have to understand, I am not a self-promoting guy. Mm-hmm. That's why my wife is with me. She loves to promote me. She's responsible for the book. And it's a very interesting book. And she's responsible for everything that I do.
Let me tell you, the Meshulam is the biggest giver. Never asks for anything, doesn't want anything. He wants to help everyone. So I've decided, circumstances has been dictated to me while he was in hospital, having open heart surgery. And I've decided, God, he's in history. He did so many things. People need to follow his instructions or his heritage. And therefore, I thought we need to do heritage, right? Yeah. To follow his heritage. And therefore, I thought a book needs to be written on his life. And one day I woke up with $950 million within 40 minutes. This is the name of the book. And I've decided to promote lots of things that he did, he made, he gave, and nobody knows about it.
Can you tell us this story? 940 million, you said?
No, $950 million within 40 minutes.
There you go. I want to hear this story.
You need to read about it in the book, but you better tell them about it.
Well, you can read all about it, but the basic thing is that you go to the bank, you borrow the money, and you give the money.
Right.
Well.
So it's 40 minutes. 40 minutes,
40 minutes, that's all it
to go to the bank and borrow the money.
No, let me put it this way. It's such a creative financial code that he made without thinking about the results really. He thought about the results, otherwise he wouldn't have done it. But he did not know it's going to be such a successful. and it became one of the biggest thing ever. I mean, these days, when was it? Like 1960 something?
You must understand, when you never know whether anything will be successful. My giving to Israel was not depending on whether it is successful or not. So we laugh and we say it's within 50 minutes, within 40 minutes, 45 minutes, but basically everything that I had and everything that I promoted was to promote Israel.
True.
So, one of your main, many projects in Israel is in the city of Tel Aviv, and you said that one of your personal passions is art, right? So a week ago there was an event in your honor, from what I understand. Can you guys tell us about that?
Well, art was a passion of mine, an influence on everything that I did. So if I did things for Tel Aviv, for example, then my contribution to the Tel Aviv Museum were very important. So art and Israel and Tel Aviv has been in my blood.
So Tali, you played a big part in putting together this project, right?
It was a tribute for Mr. Weeklies, and I made it with a wonderful partner. Her name is Hagit Ferber, Mayan Production, and I think we did like an excellent job. It was beautiful honor for him, which he deserves it all, and I'm happy about it.
So let's talk a little bit more about this autobiography that just came out. From what I understand, it's been very successful so far, correct?
Well, I've been advised that it's a bestseller now. Within 10 days, it's one of the bestsellers.
So it really just came out. And where can we get this book if we want to get it?
Stimatsky shops all over Israel.
Okay. From what I understand, it is actually a big seller, right?
It is bestseller within 10 days. And it's not just about beautiful girls, like you mentioned right now. It's about Afro-American, Martin Luther King, that he helped him. And it's all in the book. And about Jews, Catholic, church, he made it for everybody.
So, as a final question, before we end this interview, what message would you want to send to young Jews who aren't necessarily living in Israel but are passionate about this place?
You have to devote yourself to the cause of Israel and the Jews. And that's what I did. Devoted myself to the causes of Israel and the Jews.
So the bottom line is, when you see wrongdoing in any place, it doesn't matter who it applies to, if that's Jewish or African American or whoever, the bottom line is you should always be fighting for justice, and that's what you've been doing.
That's absolutely true.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. I'm excited to read your autobiography. I definitely have to get a copy myself. And
Stimatsky show.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll have you back again soon.
You will.
Sure.
Thank you.